So in the new CFP rankings that came out Tuesday, um, Big 12 leader and unbeaten BYU came in sixth. So that would mean that the Cougars, if you were playing it out, like if the season ended today, they would get one of those first round buys in the 12-team playoff. So should everyone in the Big 12 be like rooting for BYU to win out and then maybe do some damage in the Big 12 just for the good of the conference? How do we feel about this? Cody,
Yeah,
what do you
I've
think?
yeah, I've never really liked that because to me conference pride only goes so far. Like
Right.
if you want to root for your conference mates to win their bowl games, that's like, that's fine. But I don't know. And especially like if obviously Utah's not going to root for BYU,
Right.
but like I think there should kind of be some animosity in the conference. Like even with these new teams that don't have any history, it's like because that to me is what makes college football special. It's like, maybe there should be some hate watching, right? Maybe there should be
Yeah, yeah.
some rooting against. Now, the powers that be in the Big 12 are rooting for BYU, I'm sure. And there's probably athletic directors rooting for BYU.
Absolutely. Yeah, so I'm gonna jump in right there before we get to Zach. Zach is a Michigan State alum.
You took the words out of my mouth, Brice.
Yeah, and so last week I sent him I tagged him on Twitter because I saw this video shared of the Ohio State band uh making the form of a bear. Also, he's a band nerd, by the way. Um they formed a bear, and then they had over here in the corner a Michigan logo, and the bear ended up pooping onto the Michigan logo. And I just knew, I was like, oh, Zach's got to see this. And his response was,
I love everything about it. I love it. I love it. It's oh man. Like as soon as you sent this question, as soon as I read this question, I thought about last season and Michigan winning the national championship. And it- like if I take off the green and white colored glasses, yes, I think that was good for Michigan State that Michigan won the big I hate myself for saying that. I hate it. I hate it.
you got to
But
take a shower after this. But
yeah, and I see Cody with the Slippery Rock t-shirt, and I know
Oh
that
yeah.
they have their Michigan connection, so whatever. But um yeah, I kind of disagree. I think a rising tide lifts all boats. And I think if you're the Big 12 and you've got this reputation right now of you're kind of the redheaded stepchild of the power conferences where there's not a power. There's not one team like an Oregon or a Texas that is just going to, or even Miami to a degree, that's going to dominate everything. I think you need that if you want
yeah,
to be on the
yeah,
national stage. And so like if you're Baylor and it's BYU and Colorado and they make a deep run in the playoff, like you can tell yourself, you might be delusional a little bit, but you can tell yourself and you can look at how Baylor played against BYU and Colorado. You can say, man, we were this close. That could be Baylor like really easily.
right.
And so I think, yes, I get the fan side of things and I feel the fan side of things as a Michigan State alum, but I think for the conference and for just everybody in general, you kind of need your conference to show out in the playoff.
Yeah, agreed. And I think it was actually big for the Big 12 a couple of seasons ago when TCU, got into the national championship game. Now, they didn't win it. They got hammered. So that wasn't good for the conference. But uh, baby steps, I think, and this league really could stand to win a national championship in
Mm.
football. That would really be, good for the league. But because I think everyone right now looks at the SEC and Big Ten as way up above everyone else, and I think the ACC and the Big 12 are kind of fighting for the crumbs a little bit.
Hmm.
So, yeah, you gotta take your wins where you can. We've talked about it before, but we'll see if they get two in. I think it's
think
It's
it's
gonna
pretty unlikely.
it's
I
gonna
think you
be
need
iffy. It's gonna
you
be
need
iffy.
Colorado and BYU to win out, and then probably Colorado to win the Big 12 title. I don't know. It's crazy.
Yeah,
That's what's
yeah.
going to happen.
I think I think Colorado is the probably the best hope for a second Big 12 team just because besides their resume, they would just be buzzy with Dion and Travis Hunter and Shador.